was my first time out using the board, and what you're watching right now was actually me testing the footage with my GoPro camera. One thing I liked about being on the sea this morning is that I get to see a different perspective of the pier. I do like to go far out on the water. It's very freeing, and I enjoy the solitude, even if it's only for an hour or two on the board. It was 8 AM here in August, evidently warmer than the previous video. The board that I'm using is Aqua Marina Magma. You can easily fit another person on it, and I've even seen people take their dogs out on this board. In terms of creative projects, I'm definitely somebody that needs a deadline or a time limit, because I'm finding that I don't have self-control or discipline, despite being so overly disciplined with every other part of my life. My OCD is like having a task that I know I'm supposed to do, but obsessing over the fine details of that task about 40 or 50 times a day, to the point where I don't even want to sit down and do the task. I think when I'm making music, I'm not necessarily self-aware because I'm in a flow state, just not thinking about anything, which is maybe why I find it so difficult to finish the very thing I've started. It's an obsession with starting new ideas and leaving them unfinished. Somebody asked me recently if I know how a song is going to sound when I start making it, and I haven't thought about that, in all honesty. It goes back to what I was saying about not thinking about the genres or styles when I sit down to make a track. I go into a meditative state. Once I've put out a project and it's in the hands of a listener, I feel quite distanced from it from an emotional standpoint. I find that most of my song title ideas come when I'm cycling or I'm just walking around. It's always a blank canvas to begin with. Everyone has their own method and preferences, which is cool. Anyone who has ever been in a room with me and watched me work will tell you that I make something happen from nothing with very little resources. I usually just have a guitar, some household items for percussion, and a microphone. From there I tend to build up more with synths, a bass line, and then some drums. I admire all of the artists that I chose for this project. I'm a fan of them all. Samson was a perfect choice for Disbelief because of the angle and weight of his lyricism.
Still one reach from the east to the west. The sound still alive like my heart in my chest. Future is now, don't say I'm up next. Can't come to the stew, only work with the best. It's nothing but truth, only caps in my teeth. I'm in the vicinity, watch close where you step. Yeah, I don't war, but I hate disrespect. Remember the day I never had a fear of death. Yeah, I was an outcast, now they listen instead. Took time with the seam and I waited, crept. Revenge is sweet, but I'm not too pressed. Never took handouts, made more with less. From the W, but I taken L's. We show ups, but the downs as well. Wins are public, but losing's private. All got scars, but we try to hide it.
I can't speak on behalf of all the artists involved in this project, but there does seem to be a lot of self-reflection in their lyricism. Each artist details a part of their past in a way that feels multisensory. The future no longer seems uninviting, and some internal growth has happened. That's my take, at least. I didn't have a plan to make this song the focus of the EP, and lots of the instrumentals were floating around in the archive for about 2 years, and this song Disbelief seemed to join up with the others thematically and stylistically. Samson had raised the bar ridiculously high with his recorded verse, and I had to somehow balance it with my vocal performance. I didn't feel like I could do it justice with my vocal ability as a singer, because I've reached a musical fluency with beat making and performing guitar, bass, piano, drums on songs over the past 12 years. I'm aware that I haven't given myself the same time, care or dedication with singing. I want to devote more time to being a strong lead vocalist. I haven't yet mentioned Wise Iris, who plays saxophone on this track. He's always coming into the studio and delivering gold. You can't teach that level of musicality to just come into a session and deliver with a mind-blowing performance on the sax. Myself and Aiko, who co-produced the track, have found it difficult to choose saxophone takes because of this reason. I would definitely rework it into a house remix, a mixture of live drums, percussion, Aiko's choice of a log drum bass and shakers, and some electronic components. I should really make an extended version so you can see how the song is built up, see how me and Aiko made the beat. This is why I love extended versions of tracks, because it puts a spotlight on all the different components in the production that you might not focus on. It was a very relaxed atmosphere with Samson, Aiko and me in the studio. It felt organic. It was very easy for us to connect, do the music and also have a laugh. Samson is a great guy and he's extremely talented with the pen and his flows. I was able to tell Samson what I admired about his music and the details in his production and sound, and I wanted him to channel that in my song. His pitched down vocal effect, which is a signature style because it's done effortlessly and naturally in his music. In Disbelief, there's a section towards the end of the song. We emulate this. It's one of my favourite things about the track and my EP altogether.
Rain ain't cold when the beat, you believe it. Hear the heat, we making this even. The people surprised by the way that we treat it. Disbelief at the way they receive it. Rain ain't cold when the beat, you believe it. Hear the heat, we making this even. The people surprised by the way that we treat it. Disbelief at the way they receive it.
Disbelief was played on BBC Radio by Jess Izzat, the first time I'd ever been on BBC. I'd been on some other national radio stations and I had to make sure that my mum was in the car listening because we always listen to music together. Just a reminder that you can buy all of my music on Bandcamp if you want to support me properly, and I have a playlist on Spotify called Made and Performed by Ray, which features 60 songs that I've either written, performed on or produced. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. Thank you for watching.